Bilinguals of Reddit. What's your "they didn't know I spoke their language" story? I'm from the US, and when I was 11, my family went to France for a couple weeks. My dad was a very smart man. He graduated college when he was 18 and had a love for languages. He was fluent in French, Spanish, and German, and he lived in France for a year or two. He came back to the US and taught French for a few years before getting his JD and PharmD. He was constantly trying to teach us French whenever he could when we were little. He kept in touch with his French professor from college, and when we were in France, we stayed with them in Saint-Hilaire-de-Riez. They had a small party with some of their friends, and everyone sat around talking and drinking wine. As much as he tried to teach us French, we could only do as much as ordering food and reading restaurant menus and such, so everyone was talking in English except for one man's wife that was there and didn't speak English. The hosts were translating most things for her. At one point, the man says something in French like, "Americans don't value things like learning foreign languages," not knowing my dad spoke French. My dad looks at him and in French replies something along the lines of, "You're right, lots of Americans aren't introduced to foreign languages until they are older and already out of the prime time of their life to start learning." And that this was why he started teaching his kids French as early as possible, and even why he brought his kids to France, hoping that we'd gain an appreciation for another language and culture. I didn't know what the guy had said or what my dad had said until after we left, but I remember the look on the guy's face and how he was clearly apologizing repeatedly. The host laughed too and explained my dad's history with French and his education. To say the man was embarrassed would be an understatement. Friday will be 13 years since my dad passed away at 55 years old. He was such an awesome person and loved by everyone he met. He would never take offense to something even like that guy. He was from a tiny southern town in the middle of nowhere and grew up with nothing and worked his ass off to get where he was in life. Cancer is a bitch. Only legends make it to the end. Hit that follow.